Okay, it's Freddie T coming at you again today as we will be showcasing the Elite 5.5 quart digital oil-free air fryer. Very handy device, and we will try it today, and we're going to be doing fried chicken. So hopefully mine will look something like that you see there, but I have already prepared the chicken. There's a whole chicken that has been cut up and seasoned, and there's my seasonings, very basic. Being that I have Louisiana blood, I try to make it real Creole style. And then my daughter just returned from Louisiana, from New Orleans, and bought some Louisiana chicken fry that I normally never use because I have my own homemade recipe. And so one important thing about today's demonstration is I'll be using the air fryer that is going to replace my tested black skillet that has been in the family for years. I'll put it right here so you can see it. This skillet is really gone through a lot, and it saved the day. It's something that I use because it's very practical, does a good job, especially when you're frying foods. More than anything else, it's about 100 years old. Actually, it's my grandmother's that I picked up when she passed away in Louisiana. And so I would estimate this skillet, I've got 4 of them, has got to at least be 100 years old. So instead we're going to be using the air skillet, the air fryer I should say. And actually I did do some prep work on it. I like the way that you press down here, and there's the basket where you put your food or whatever it is you're going to prepare. And you can see it's very deep, so that's good news. Now whether or not I'll be able to deal with this chicken all in one, I don't know. It probably will have to do 2 cookings because I've got about 10 pieces of chicken and the giblets and gizzards. The reason there's 10 pieces is I cut the breasts in half. So that's how you get 2 breasts, 2 wings, 2 thighs, 2 legs, and you come up with a total of 10 pieces of chicken. So that's more than enough to feed our little family here. So I'll be right back with the actual prep, and from there we will see if this really works the way it's supposed to. There's little diagrams. Also, the website is very handy because it gives some self-explanatory tips. If you enjoy cooking like I do, then you should find this pretty good. Again, normally with chicken I don't horse around. I go strictly with frying because it's a time-tested performance standard that I've achieved. But I go with the air fryer since they say I need to eat more healthier, and with this air fryer we'll see how in the heck it's supposed to fry this chicken that looks like this without any oil, and it's supposed to be crunchy, so we'll see. Alright, so the air fryer actually comes with a recipe booklet and also a little how-to manual. I actually went online because it didn't have a recipe specifically for fried chicken. It had chicken strips, it had buffalo wings, but there was a section that I saw where it says a chicken would be about 400 temperature for about 25-30 minutes. So what I'm going to do is do this chicken at about 30 minutes, and I'm going to do 15 minutes on each side. The trick that I've found with these fryers is while the cooking time is the cooking time, to get the texture, the color, and the food to actually be cooked properly, you need to turn it just as you would do if it was in a skillet. So I've breaded the chicken right here. I've used the chicken stir fry, and I'm going to put them into the container and start the cooking process. So here we go. So I've got about maybe 6 pieces of chicken here. They're already been breaded. This is not the way I would normally do it. Normally I just shake them in my little bag, but I'll just place them in here. That's 1, 2, here's the legs, 3, 4, I may only be able to do 5, and I'll do this wing because I'm doing a test here Okay, I'm going to do 5 pieces. Okay, so there's my 5 pieces of chicken that I'm going to sample. And here's some of the ingredients that I use. Just basic seasoning, my good old reliable Zatarain's Creole seasoning, some thyme, some paprika, garlic powder, and some good old black pepper. And I'm off to the races with, hopefully, country fried chicken via air frying method. I've closed the lid, and now to the menu, because now I'm going to set my timer, and you do so with this button right here. And there's your temperature, 360. I need to kick this up to 400. So I'll go 1, it'd beep, 400. Okay, there's my 400 temperature. Now I'll set my time right here on this right side. Okay, the left side is for the temp, the right side is for the time. So let's see here, I've got 25 minutes. I'll go 30. And then I just hit this button again, the start button, and see what happens. And there we go. So we're off to the races. 400. So it gives you a real nice display, which I'm very pleased about. And it's deep enough, because this is a large chicken. This is not a small chicken. And even though a chicken is not in the recipe booklet, I'm sure the process is the same. So we'll see how this chicken comes out. But I wanted to just kind of show you what it looks like. 30 minutes, 400 temperature. So at about 15 minutes, I will turn it, and we'll be right back. Okay, it's about time to see our progress. It's right at 14 minutes. Also, I wanted to point out one thing about the unit. The airflow vent is in the rear. Hopefully you can see that. And let me just, yeah, it's hot or warm. That's where the air goes out of, I guess. And let's check the chicken to see what our progress looks like. Here we go. So we're gonna press down here. It's warm, very hot. Oh, okay. So it has some coloration. Now let me turn it. And now you understand why we need to monitor our cooking process and then turn accordingly so it'll have a consistent brown look. Again, this will never replace the good old tried and tested black skillet that I have. But this is a good option. I haven't had to use any oil. And since it has natural juice from the fat of the chicken, it should be quite okay. So we'll be right. Okay, so I've turned the chicken, and I'm going to put it back in and finish the last 14 minutes. From initial appearances, we may have to kick it up another 10 minutes in our cooking time, but that's okay. So it's not the exact color that we would expect, but we're not complete with the process, so let's just give it a chance to see what that looks like. So we're going to push this back in here. And it'll click, and there we go. Temperature stays the same, 400. And my time's 14 minutes. I'm going to go in and kick this up about 6 minutes just to see. So I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's do 20 minutes. Okay? By the way, the chicken did have a crisp on it, even though it may not have looked the way from what you're looking at. But so far, so good. This is a neat little system. And if you can do a whole chicken within, let's just say, 30 to 40 minutes, and this was a large chicken, then this might be the alternative you're looking for to eat healthier. And I'm in very, very tight quarters here in my kitchen. You know, we love our place, but it is actually a converted one-unit apartment that we utilize because we have 4 units and we use those for family usage. So the kitchen serves our purpose well, but the quarters are somewhat tight. Normally I'd have a lot of space to work with, but that's okay. For what we're doing, this will be more than sufficient. So we'll be right back with you in about 20 minutes to see what the final product looks like. Alright, once cooking is completed, you hear the little beep, and then the off indicator button appears. And so now let's check out our product and see if it is in fact cooked as we thought it was. You have to see it to believe it, and there's your product. It looks like some crispy fried chicken that has been prepared. And let me just turn over a piece to see. It's crispy when I touch it. Wow, very impressive. Very impressive. Very impressive. And so I could put a meat thermometer in here just to verify, but I've never used those even when I did professional cooking. So I'm going to just slice a piece open the old-fashioned way and let's see what it looks like. All right, there you have it. That's the chicken breast, which is the meatiest piece of the chicken. You don't see any pink marks. Again, for a cooking process that uses no oil, and all I did is some simple coating. And what did I go? About 36 minutes. So you might do 40 minutes to be on the safe side, 20 minutes on each side. And again, I limited it to a number of pieces. Even though this is, again, a deep canister, I had a large chicken. And so these look pretty darn good. And this wing here is very crunchy. I don't know if you could hear that. But there we go. And so far, so good. I'll taste it in a second, but now I'll try with the remaining part of the chicken. And as you can see in the canister, there's very little residual debris just from the coating. Best of all, though, there's no oil. And so all this was achieved just by this air fryer that is the Elite Platinum air fryer that I received, and I must admit I am rather impressed. So I'll be back here with the other portion of the video in just... Okay, so what I've done is I've placed 5 more pieces of chicken into the canister. These are the 5 that I previously made, ready to be eaten. And I didn't want to rush it, so again, this is a deep canister, but in fairness to the device, this is somewhat of a large chicken that I purchased. So let me remove this, put that there, and I'm going to place this back in. Slides right in, and there we go. And so we're going to hit our button, start button right there. Take our temperature up, 400. We're going to take our time. What did we say we're going to do? We were in 30. I'm going to take it up to 40 minutes. And all you simply do from there is press the little start button and voila, there you go. Okay, so we'll check back in 20 minutes to see how batch 2 fares. In the meantime, I think I should sample what we have right here because this piece looks like it's ready to be tasted. And I just can't believe how crunchy this is. Again, all this with no oil. Very impressive. Alright, batch 2 is about to come out, but I wanted to point out just a couple of other features. The packing was very good. As a matter of fact, very snug. There was no damage to any of the parts. And you have a basic unit, and you have the plug, and everything is included, so you don't have to add anything. No special adapters. And you just turn it on and off, and you're off to the races. Again, I was very impressed with the packing, and there's even a like a plastic wrap that goes over it that secured the item. I'm going to be using that because we do a lot of outdoor cooking in the patio, so this might be a very good complement to have as we're preparing food out with other things that we do outside. There you go. It's the off sign just came on. So now let's test batch number 2 and see what we've got. It's very hot. Now you hear that crackling sound, and again, there's been no oil whatsoever. And there's your product. Incredible. Fried chicken via the digital air fryer. But it looks good. I did taste it. It was just outstanding. And incredibly, there was very little oil. Well, actually, there was no oil. This is what the plate looked like when I simply relocated. And if you fry chicken before, you have to have a paper towel or some sort of absorbent material. But this is it. So there's no oil to worry about or mess with later. worry about getting burned. It's just the air fryer does its magic. And there's the product. So there we go. I'm going to be doing the gizzards and one other piece, and that will complete the assignment. But so far, this gets a A in my book, and I fried a lot of chicken in my day. And I'm not going to dispose of my black skillet because of the legacy and the tradition. But I will be using this as something very quick, without a lot of mess. And it does the job. It gives you that fried presentation without using any oil. Okay, we're back. The chicken has been prepared. It's on the platter. And as you can see, this is the compartment. And some simple soap in water will clean that. There's absolutely no grease. Let me open that up so you can see it. Just drippings from the natural fat, but cleanup seems to be a breeze. And this has been a good presentation. This is my final product. We're going to be sampling this in a minute. Now it's a little bit spicy. Normally I don't use the stir fry because I go with my own homegrown flour and seasoning, but this is not a bad option. It just has a taste that I don't normally utilize, but it's, you know, for the taste test it'll be fine. And there's our chicken, fried chicken. Can't wait to munch into it. A couple of colorations from the flour, but that's fine. Again, there's absolutely no grease, and that's the incredible part. And this self-contained unit should clean up in a breeze. I've unplugged it, and there's the canister. So there we go. That's my presentation. And I hope it helps you make a decision on whether you are purchasing something like this or you're wanting to know how to use it and whether or not it will give you the desired effect. But from all signs, and again, I fried lots of chicken in my day, this is not a bad alternative at all. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching. List your comments. Freddie T signing out. Take care.